How's it going, guys? It's TacTixHD here, bringing you my brand new GM mode series. This series, guys, is going to consist of a fantasy team draft. That's what I told you guys I was going to be doing. And right here, there's the settings. It's on All-Star difficulty. Everything's on in terms of like the advanced settings. There's GM firing, computer trades, waivers, everything like that. The GM length is 10 years, and the popular vote had the most thumbs up. It actually had a few votes, and also it had the most thumbs up vote was for me to be the Toronto Maple Leafs and for me to take Steven Stamkos with the first overall pick, or at least in the first round. And as you guys can see, the GM difficulty is also set to hard. With the third overall pick in the first round, I took Stamkos. And the reason I did that, guys, and not take him first overall is because I knew I could get him at third, so I might as well do that so I have a higher pick in the second round and like so on. And with the second round pick, it was kind of hard to decide who I wanted. Didn't really know if I wanted to go for a younger guy or what, but I ended up going with Mike Green. I figured he was a good defenseman in his prime, help us out the first year. And basically, with a fantasy draft, what I try to do is get as many like good players in their prime in the first 10 or so rounds, and then like the next 10 rounds, I pretty much snatch up all the best prospects to ensure that my team is going to be the best team for the next like 10 years to come. And then after that, I just kind of get like third and fourth line guys. And actually, I selected Mike Green in the third round. The second round, I selected who did I select in the second round? I selected Rick Nash in the second round. Sorry, guys. So Stamkos, then Nash, then Green. In the fourth round here, I was looking at goalies, but I think I ended up going with Marc-Edouard Vlasic, a really good defenseman. Pair up well with Mike Green. Edward Vlasic's a defensive defenseman, and Green's an offensive defenseman. And then in the fifth round here, guys, pretty sure I went with Joffrey Lupul. I may be wrong. We're going to see in a second. As you guys can see, I was looking at all the left wings here. I think I did end up going with Lupul. He's going to be the first line left wing for now, but as you guys will see, the way I do the draft, like I kind of pick a team for now, and I set up a team for later. It really helps me out, and I think you guys could really learn a lot from this for fantasy team drafts. The way the computers work, they kind of like base their picks on trade value, but for whatever reason, they don't really pick prospects up really quick. So they'll pick up like all the higher rated guys first that are, I would say, between like 20 and 26 years of age, and like all the guys that are like 30 year plus that are 88 overall. They'll kind of go in like fifth, sixth round, depending like who they are, how good they are. As you guys can see, Dan Boyle, 86 overall, still available this late, and it just kind of has to do with like the trade value and stuff like that. So it's really good to know. Like I said, I pick guys in their prime at the beginning, then I get all the top prospects, and I kind of pick third, fourth line guys, simply because I could probably end up going and picking them in free agency. Right there, guys, the sixth round pick, I actually picked up Kyle Turris, really good center, starts at 80 overall, nice potential, and he'll be really nice to put behind Stamkos. And right here, guys, in the seventh round, I didn't really know who to pick. I was looking all throughout. And I actually don't remember who I picked in this seventh round here, so we're gonna see in a second here who I take. I think I take Patrick Hornqvist. I was looking at him there. I knew I needed a right wing. I only have one right now with Nash, and Hornqvist is a pretty nice second line right wing. And I like what I like to do, guys. I like to kind of get the the first line done, so one left wing, one center, one right wing. Then the second line done, so total of 2 left wings, 2 centers, 2 right wings, as well as top 4 defensemen, and then the goalie. And then in regards to the third and fourth line, I do that after I snatch up all the best prospects. And you guys will see I'll go on a run of like, I'm going to say 10 rounds in a row where I just get all the top prospects. And you might say like, how I'm going to work that with the salary cap. Well, basically like they kind of all reach their potential at different times, so they're not all going to need money at the same time. And then also if I am never able to sign them, what you can always do is just, if they're an RFA still, take the picks and make your team even better in the future. As you guys can see right there in the ninth round, I took Harding. He's going to be a starting goaltender. Only 82 overall, but my backup plan, or actually not my backup plan, my full plan is to go and get a prospect goalie, either Jack Campbell or Malcolm Subban, and wait for them to evolve into a really good goalie. And Harding's pretty good for right now, 82 overall. He'll probably end up being like 84 overall or so. And right there I took Brendan Morrow. It's really good, third line left winger. I figured he was still available, and why not take him? And right there I took David Rundblad. Really good pick, guys. I think he starts at around 76 overall, and he has really good potential, and he'll turn out to be, I think he turns out to be like at least like a low 80 after the first year. So it's also kind of good if you, I don't know if it's considered cheating, but if you kind of know like how good the guys are going to turn out after the first year. The first year is really the only year that's certain, but that's also only true if they're in the NHL. If you play a guy in the NHL, and if you play him in the AHL, the resulting overall will be different. Same if you send the guy to juniors or you play him in the NHL. So I kind of already knew Rundblad playing the AHL, what he's going to turn out to be. Usually turns out to be a low 80. And same with a lot of the prospects I pick. I know if I send them to juniors, they'll turn out to be so good. But sometimes, for whatever reason, the prospects, I've sent a guy to juniors, He's came back with like 15 plus overall. He's also came back with like less than 5 plus overall. So not exactly sure that it works, but right there, guys, I was looking at all the top prospects with 4.5 stars potential. Decided to go with Huberdeau simply because I know he reaches potential very fast. He starts at a 69 overall. Usually comes back as at least a low 80 after the first year playing in juniors. And him being a left-wing playmaker is going to play along great with Steven Stamkos on the first line once he reaches the 80 plus potential. As well, Rick Nash on the right wing, first line power forward. That's just an amazing first line for the future. And then right here, I was looking for some defensemen that are already pretty good, 75 overall with some potential. So I decided to go with Tim Erickson there. And I went and looked to see if Keith Ollie was still available, I believe. Right here, I'm looking at some third and fourth line centers. And I don't think I got one yet. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I went and got... or sorry, I took Ollie first, then went and took Erickson, my bad. Got it reversed. I'm trying to remember the whole draft here. There's a lot of players I picked, so I'm sorry if I don't remember the exact order. And then right there I took Granlund, 67 overall, really good potential. Most people know that. And then after that, I'm pretty sure I went with Gormley. I think he's the highest overall for the 4.5 star prospect defenseman. And then after that, I was basically just going through all the 4.5 star potential players. And I think I took Dougie Hamilton right there in the next round. And I was trying to decide between Emerson Edom or Sven Barchi and Yakupov, and I forget who I took in this round. I think it was Barchi or Yakupov. And then right there, I was making sure, like I said, Campbell and Subban were both still available. As long as one was still available, I was fine, because that's pretty much my plan in terms of goal, having one of them evolve into a superstar goalie. And in that round, I actually took Barchi, who turns out to be a really good forward. He starts out, I think, 68, 69 overall, 4.5 star potential. Then I took Yakupov. Then I took Galchenyuk, so I got the two Sarnia guys. And then after that, I took another one. I took Morgan Riley, or I think I took Morgan Riley. I'm not exactly sure. The problem, guys, you can see I was looking at Ryan Murray there, but I didn't take him. The reason for that is his salary is 3.25 million, so you kind of have to look at that because I forgot to mention that in this fantasy draft, I actually have the salary cap on to make it harder, like as hard as possible. And Murray, because he actually signed bonuses in the real life, they have that in NHL as well. As you guys can see, just want to mention, just picked up Campbell. And so his salary is 3.25 million. So even if he's playing down in like the AHL, it still affects your cap in off season before you're able to send him down. If you guys know what I mean, like once you send him down, once the season starts, he won't affect your cap. When you're trying to sign free agents, that 3.25 million is going to take off how much you're allowed to spend in the off season. Same with Galchenyuk has 3.25 million. So I really shouldn't have signed him because basically the other NHL teams know this, and you guys will see Murray actually ends up going undrafted, and then in the actual first episode, you guys will see I actually end up going and getting him. It's kind of a spoiler, but it's okay. And if you guys didn't notice, a couple picks I'll mention while I was talking there. I ended up getting both Jack Campbell and Malcolm Subban. I ended up also getting Radek Vaska as one of the prospects. I got Galchenyuk and Yakupov, like I said, and I think I got a Todd Bertuzzi I ended up picking up. And I think I got another third or fourth line guy. And I'm pretty much just gonna wrap it up, guys, with like another third or fourth line guy here. I know it won't last long, and that'll be the end of the draft, guys. So right here, I'm just going to show you guys all the players I got. Not in order of selection, but in order of overall. And I just want to mention, guys, like I said, this is just the draft. The actual official first episode will be out in a day or two, and I really hope you guys enjoy this series. It's definitely going to be a good one with the fancy team, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Besides that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.